$20 a month. That is what the tool costs, $80 million in cash. That is what one founder sold his business for 6 months after he started it. A business he began alone, bootstrapped, and owned 100%. No investors, no venture capital, no permission. The gap between those two numbers is the subject of this video. Welcome to New Wealth, where we reverse engineer how money is actually made in this economy, not how people say it's made. Last episode I ranked every one-person AI business, and I promised to build number one's little brother in real time. This is that build. I run one-person businesses on Claude, not as a thought experiment. It is how I operate. So I set a stopwatch for 90 minutes and ran the exact protocol I would use to start a new one from zero. Then I wrote it down as a blueprint. This video is that blueprint. 4 timed blocks, 3 prompts you can copy word for word, and the numbers at every step. The chapters below mirror the 4 blocks, so save this video now. It is designed to be a reference you come back to with the timer running, not something you watch once. No course to sell you. The whole thing is here. First, the evidence that this is real, because the claim sounds like marketing. Maor Shlomo built a software platform called Base 44, started alone, no funding, owner of every share. In 6 months, it grew to 250,000 users and was clearing nearly $200,000 in profit per month. Then Wix bought it for $80 million in cash, with 90 million more behind it in milestones. And the honest footnote, because this channel checks, by acquisition day, he had hired 8 people. 8. For a 9-figure outcome, the pure zero-employee version of this story also exists. Peter Levels runs a portfolio of products, a job board, an AI photo tool, a flight simulator, at over $3 million a year. Employees, 0. William Lindholm, 20 years old, dropped out of law school and built a corporate gifting service on AI tools. 5 months in, it was doing $110,000 a month. And Sam Altman, who has better visibility into this than almost anyone, says his tech CEO group chat has a betting pool on the first year a one-person company crosses $1 billion in value. Not whether, when. One more number, and it is the quiet one. About 1/3 of new micro-software products launched in the first quarter of this year were built by founders who cannot write code. The build layer has collapsed. What is left is judgment, which is exactly what the 90 minutes are for. Here is the stopwatch. Block 1, minutes 0 to 20. You do not open Claude yet. This block is the one most people skip, and it is why most people fail. You are choosing what to sell, and you do it with a constraint filter, not a brainstorm. Write 3 lists, 5 minutes each. List 1, what people currently pay you for. List 2, what people ask your help with for free. List 3, what you find easy that others find hard. The overlap of those lists is your raw material. Now push every candidate through 4 gates. Gate 1, it sells judgment, not hours, advice, analysis, a system, because hours do not scale, and judgment does. Gate 2, you can deliver the first version inside 48 hours. Gate 3, the buyer controls their own budget, an owner, not an employee who needs permission. Gate 4, delivery is repeatable without you reinventing it each time. Anything that fails a gate dies. What survives becomes one sentence. I help a specific person get a specific result for a specific price. If you cannot write that sentence by minute 20, you do not have a business problem, you have a decision problem. And the timer forces the decision. Block 2, minutes 20 to 50. Now you open Claude, and the first move is counterintuitive. You do not ask it to build anything. You make it interview you. Master prompt 1. Pause and copy this. You are a skeptical business analyst. I will describe a service business. Interrogate me. 1 question at a time, until you can identify the 3 assumptions most likely to kill it. Then rewrite my offer to survive those 3. 10 minutes of answering its questions does what most people pay consultants for. It converts what is in your head into structure a machine can execute. Then the build. 3 artifacts. 1. A landing page, headline. The problem in the buyer's own words, the offer sentence. 1 call to action. Claude drafts it. You cut everything that sounds like advertising. 2. An intake form, the the 5 questions you need answered before you can deliver. 3. And this is the asset almost everyone misses, the standard operating procedure. Have Claude write the step-by-step delivery process for your service, as if training a new hire. That document is not paperwork. It is an employee handbook for an employee that never sleeps. Every future delivery, you hand Claude the SOP and the intake answers, and it produces the first draft of the work. By minute 50, you own 3 files. Notice what you have not spent. $1 beyond the subscription. Block 3, minutes 50 to 75. A product without distribution is a hobby with expenses. You pick exactly one channel, the place your buyer already gathers. Owners of small firms, their industry's newsletter, forum, or association. Professionals, LinkedIn. Local trades, the chamber directory and referral partners. One channel, because 2 channels at this stage means 0 done well. Master prompt 2. Here is my offer sentence and my buyer profile. List 10 specific places this exact buyer already congregates, ranked by how easily a stranger can start a useful conversation there. For the top 3, draft a first message that leads with a diagnosis, not a pitch. A diagnosis, not a pitch. That distinction is the entire game. You are not asking for money. You are demonstrating in one paragraph that you see their problem more clearly than they do. Then pricing, and here is the rule. Price the outcome, not your time. Set a floor, the number below which the work is not worth waking up for, and quote fixed prices above it. Hourly billing reintroduces the exact ceiling this business exists to escape. Block 4, the last 15 minutes, and this is where a project becomes an operating system. You write the daily loop. Master prompt 3, design my daily 20-minute operating routine. Triage new intake responses. Produce first draft deliverables from my SOP, and prepare one batch of 5 outreach messages. Output it as a checklist I run every morning, 20 minutes a day. That is the honest number for the first month, and anyone who tells you it is passive from day one is selling something. Then the economics on one screen. Costs, Claude Pro $20 a month. A domain about $12 a year. Everything else, payments, forms, scheduling, has a free tier that holds until roughly $10,000 a month. Total burn, under $30, which means one client at $500 is not revenue. It is a 16-to-1 return on your entire cost base in month 1. And one discipline rule, because this is where solo operators die. No second product, no rebrand, no new tool until the first offer clears $1,000 a month. The businesses that survive are not the cleverest. They are the ones that refuse to get distracted. Here is the entire blueprint on one screen. Minutes 0 to 20. The constraint filter, 3 lists, 4 gates, 1 sentence, 20 to 50. The asset, the interrogation prompt, the landing page, the intake form, the SOP, 50 to 75, the spine. 1 channel, 10 watering holes, diagnosis first outreach, outcome pricing. 75 to 90. The loop, the daily 20-minute checklist, and the $1,000 focus rule. Screenshot this frame. This is the version you will actually use. The video is just the argument for it. Now the honest caveats, because this channel does not sell dreams. 90 minutes builds the machine. It does not guarantee customers. Most people who run this protocol will hear silence for the first 2 weeks. That is normal, and it is what the daily loop is for. The tools will change. Claude will eventually be replaced by something better, and the blueprint survives, because the blueprint was never about the tool. It is about compressing judgment into systems. That is the entire thesis of this channel. If you want the 90-minute checklist as a single document, every block, every prompt, every gate, comment the word blueprint, and I will send you where it lives. Next on the ledger, the full profit and loss of going from $0 to $10,000 a month with 0 employees, every cost shown. Nothing hidden. The numbers are less romantic than the gurus suggest, and that is exactly why they work. This is why we build quiet.